All right, so we're looking for the three angles here. So remember, look at what you've got. Do you have, is this a right triangle? No, and you can't assume it unless it's got the right angle mark in it. So you're going to have to use either your law of sines or your law of cosines. Remember, law of sines is only when you know an angle and the side across from it. And you said we don't know any of the angles here. So that means we got to use the law of cosines. So we need to pick an angle we're going to solve for. Because remember with law of sines, sometimes you had two triangles. I don't have to worry about that here with the law of cosines because my three sides are set, which means my three angles are set. There's no it can be this or it could be that. It is what it is. But in order to keep it from messing up, then you always need to find your largest angle first. How do you know which one's going to be your largest angle?
The longest side.
It's across from the longest side. Largest side gives me the largest angle, okay? So which angle do we want to find first?
C.
We're going to find angle C first. So we know using our law of cosines that it tells us that cosine of C is equal to a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2ab. Because it's across from my largest side, therefore it's my largest angle. All right, so then let's plug it in. We know A is 6, B is 8, minus C, that is 12, over 2 times 6 times 8. So we type this in. This is going to give us cosine of C. And I'm not actually going to even write down what cosine of C is because I want angle C. So once you type that in, what are you going to do with that number to get angle C? You're going to hit that inverse cosine of that answer. So let's do that.
Ooh.
I hit the wrong button. Sorry. Okay, something to watch out for. When you're plugging this in your calculator, if you're doing the entire top divided by the entire bottom, you've got to tell it this is the top and all of this is the bottom. Now, some of y'all are doing the top and hitting enter and getting an answer, and that's fine. And then you're hitting divided by 2 times 6 times 8. You still have to tell it then that, hey, this is the bottom, it goes together. Otherwise, it reads it as you're dividing by 2, getting an answer, and taking that answer times 6 times 8, and it's going to make it too big. Now, remember that this fraction here has to be between -1 and +1. Okay, because we're going to take the inverse cosine of it. So when you did that, what did you get for your angle?
117.2. 117.8.
So approximately 117 degrees. Obviously, this is not drawn to scale. Okay? All right, so once you find angle C, let me see. If I set this up like we did before, angle A we said we don't know yet. Angle B we don't know yet. Angle C is 117.
Can we do sine?
We can switch to sine now. How come?
Because we have an angle and two sides.
Not just because we have an angle and two sides, but we have an angle and we have the side across from it, right?
Oh, okay.
So because we know the 117 degrees and side C is 12, then we can switch to law of sines. So now we can say that 12 over sine of 117 equals, what do you want to find? Angle A or angle B?
Angle A.
Angle B is, I think, what I heard more of.
That's okay.
So 8 over sine of angle B. So do your cross multiply and divide. So sine of B equals 8 sine of 117 divided by 12. Now remember we're doing sine, so do the inverse sine to get angle B.
Good break from everything.
All right, so angle B is equal to what?
36 and A equals 27.
36 degrees. And then we can add those together just like we did before to get angle A, right?
Mm-hmm.
So angle A is the 180 minus 36 plus 117.
Yes.
And you said it's what?
27.
27 degrees. Now remember we took that 117 and we rounded it, correct?
Yes.
So if I do the law of sines to find angle B, We got 36 when we rounded. If you do the law of cosines, you might have gotten 35 when it rounds or 37 when it rounds, okay? Because you're taking a rounded answer and you're plugging in another formula and you're rounding it, depending on the formula. So maybe off just a little bit, but that's okay. All right, I know that if it's within a degree, basically, you're fine. It's just a rounding thing. So we're okay on it. All right,
You have
so
to put units for this.
I'm not going to make you put units on this unless it gives you units in the problem. So, but yes, technically you should. Now it asked for the angles, and so there's my answers.